Welcome to the Armenian Museum of America. I'm Gary Lind-Sinanian, and I'm here today to share another object from our collection with you. On the table before me, you see many commemorative medals and other materials related to Armenian culture. Most of these were issued during the Soviet Union, Armenian SSR. And these commemorate various events. They honor particular people. They're awards you get when you graduate from college. They all have the various aspects of Armenian culture. But today I want to talk about two medals which are not Armenian but were made by an Armenian. And these are Ethiopian medals made by the jeweler Bedros Sevadjian. And Bedros Sevadjian had a factory. And in fact, he would make these medals for the Emperor Haile Selassie. Bedros was actually born in 1918 in Aintab. And his father was working in Ethiopia. His father was a tanner, and he had a factory there. And when Bedros came of age, he didn't want to work in a tannery, and he apprenticed himself to an Armenian jeweler in Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia. He would make the medals and awards, very large pieces that were given to diplomats and other pieces. These are some medals from his factory. This small medal would be issued to a police officer as a contribution to recognize his contributions to Ethiopian society. The style is very similar to the coronation medal that was made by Haile Selassie in 1930 when he was coronated as the Emperor of Ethiopia. And on the back you see the various, in Amharic, the language of the Ethiopians. This medal was made in 1947. Ethiopian calendar is different than the Western calendar. This is actually made in 1957. And this was called, it would be considered a honor fourth class. And these were again issued to people to show their contributions, to recognize their contributions to Ethiopian society. And it's sort of a truncated star there with a wide base on the triangle. The design on this is like an Ethiopian shield, a traditional shield as a motif, with the crown for the emperor there and three lobes for the Trinity, and of course the Ethiopian flag. And Bedros Sevadjian had his factory there, and this mentions the factory here on this piece. And the factory was established in 1950. It ran until it was closed down by the Derg. The Derg were a Marxist coup of officers who took over Ethiopia in 1974. Mr. Sevadjian died in 1977, 3 years later. The Armenians were very involved in Ethiopia. The national anthem was written by an Armenian. They had bands for the emperor, which were Armenian children from Jerusalem, which were brought to Ethiopia, became the official band of the government. The Armenians had an old community there. And this is one more example from there. There's a very detailed analysis, story of Bedros Sevadjian's life, which you can find on the website of the Armenian National Committee. Sevadjian was one of those unsung heroes of the Armenian community. The Armenians were very adaptable and always have been. They often accomplished great things, and this was Mr. Sevadjian's accomplishments. The Armenian Museum is here to share our stories, the history, the culture, objects for you, the public. We thank you for joining us. If you come to the museum here in Watertown, you'll see many other artifacts from the collection. We thank Michelle Collegian, President of the Board of Trustees, for making this series possible where we can share some of these objects with you. Until next time, stay safe.